Sup, hey, how's it going, everybody? Yugioh for it. I'm here with a Bujin deck profile for you guys today, or tonight, whenever this is going to be uploaded. Bujin is an archetype that's coming out in Judgment of the Light and getting more support in Shadow Specters. Yes, I know that High Memory detected all that freaking good stuff. And it's a really fun archetype. I like it a lot. It basically reminds me of a lot of Blackwings, and I've been having fun with it. I've been playing with it on Pro a lot, and it's been having a grand old good time with it. So I want to share with y'all my Bujin deck, and I will explain, maybe why I'm not using certain cards and stuff like that. For anybody who's going to be wondering. So before you hit, so if you have any questions for the deck, why I'm not using said card or something like that, please wait and ask them and put them in the comment section to after the deck profile, because I may answer the question before I even get finished with the video. So anyway, let's get started with the deck profile. So first off, we have triple Warlord. What are they now? Are they Warlords or War Gods or Bujin? Okay, what is their names now? I'm just gonna call them Bujin. So first off, you have triple Bujin Mikazuchi and triple Bujin Yamato. These two cards are pretty much the heart and soul of the deck. This is what the deck revolves around, is Yamato and Mikazuchi. Now that could change with the TCG exclusive and Shadow Specters as well as Judgment of the Light. You never know, but we're a little bit. We still have a little bit more time before any of that shows up, because this Judgment of the Light won't come up until around August. So we still have some time before any TCG exclusives for the Bujin come out. So the entire deck revolves around Yamato and Mikazuchi, which is awesome, but it's its biggest downside as well. Yamato here allows you to, during your end phase, to add one Bujin monster from your deck to your hand, and then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. You can only control one face-up Yamato on the field. So he deckens your deck by one card. You're not really minusing yourself, because you get to add and send, so it's pretty much like a one-for-one to a sense. But it comes well off of Mikazuchi, which has 17, or is it? It should be 19. That's a 17. That should be 19. Bad, pro. You bad. When a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special this card from your hand. During the end phase, if a Bujin monster was sent from your hand to the graveyard this turn, you can add one Bujin spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only control one face-up Bujin Mikazuchi. So Yamato and Mikazuchi come well off together, because you can add with Yamato, then send, and then add with Mikazuchi, thereby allowing you to deck them by a grand total of 2 cards. This helps out a lot, and also allowing you to set up your graveyard with Yamato, and getting some spells and traps out of your deck that you may want in your hand as a precaution. So next up, we have triple Bujin Relic Hetsuka and double Bujin Relic Murakumo. Murakumo is not, in my opinion, as needed as Hetsuka is right now, but I'll get to Hetsuka in a little bit. Murakumo here allows you to destroy one face-up card your opponent controls, but only if you control a face-up Bujin Beast Warrior type monster, so it is limited again to Yamato and Mikazuchi. But it is a really good card, but I feel it's not as necessary as a Hetsuka, which protects your monsters from targeting effects. During either player's turn, when a Bujin monster or monsters you control is targeted by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate that effect. So this would negate any effect that targets monster or monsters that you control. This is a really helpful card to help protect your monsters. Now, of course, there are some cards in this game that do not target, such as Fate. Go screw yourself. I still call bullshit bad rulings on that. Thank you, Konami. But there are other cards such as Dragosack, which do target, and you can negate that effect. I believe the Lantians target, and there's nothing in the Evil Swarms that really target you, but there's other cards like Raiko for Infinity Break, there's a bunch of other cards that do target your monsters, and Hetsuka really does help with that. It will also make a Monarch player really pissed off at you, because Monarchs do target, and you can just say, no, you're not going to get Gaia's effect. You're not going to get Rise's effect. I don't really care about that. No, you're not going to get those effects. Next up, we have triple Bujin Relic Habakiri, and then triple Bujin Relic Yada. Habakiri here is the honest of the deck. During damage calculation, when a Bujin Beast Warrior type monster you control battles an opponent's monster, You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. The attack of your battling monster becomes double its original attack during damage calculation only. So it will gain double the original attack during that initial battle only. So after that, it will go back to its original attack. So let's say someone's attacking your Yamato. You can drop Habakiri, boost him up to 3600, and then after that battle, he goes back down to 1800. This makes Habakiri a very well balanced card, because you can stack Habakiri, but nothing will happen, and it only works on Yamato and Mikazuchi, which are Beast Warrior Bujin monsters. So it's not like you can use it with your Hetsuga or Murakumo. So that makes it a lot not as like a broken card, since it only has a certain amount of targets it can really go into. That's not to say it's not a good card. It's still a fantastic good card, but it's often the deck card in your hand if you don't have your Beast Warriors. So, and the same thing with Yada. Yada here is a really good card coming out in Shadow Specters, and also Hetsuga, Murakumo, Habakiri are coming out in Judgment of Light. If you really wanted to know that. Yada here coming out in Shadow Spectre. When a Bujin Beast Warrior type monster you control is targeted for an attack by your opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target that attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of that target's attack. You can only use this effect once per turn. So just like Habakiri, this is only affecting the Beast Warrior Bujin monsters, so it is limited in what it can actually do. But it still has an amazing effect which allows you to negate an attack, protecting your Bujin Beast Warrior monsters, and not only that, allowing you to dish out a little bit of burn damage to your opponent, which is really, really awesome. So it's a good thing that, and for being a once per turn effect, limits in what it can actually do in pure power alone. And the fact that we are running so many winged beasts, and there's multiple winged beasts, which I'll show you real quick, that you can run if you so wish to. Come on. And you can wish you got, you got Orochi, which is the winged beast. You also have Ohibari, which is another winged beast, so this will also allow you to play cards like Icarus Attack if you so wish to. I don't feel Ohibari or Orochi are really necessary cards, but if you want to run Icarus Attack, you know, it's a nice card to have in the next that you're running winged beast type monsters. Finally, for the Bujin Relics, we have Bujin Relic Hachi, which I'm running as a one-of. Pretty much, it's a MST, pretty much. If you control a Bujin Beast Warrior type monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy that target. You can only use this once per turn. So pretty much, it's just a walking MST, and it's somehow a beast, even though it looks like a centipede. Konami logic there. You know, a bug is a beast, and I don't know what they're thinking of that. But it's just a way to kind of get rid of back row. My opinion, it's not a necessary card on the Bujin, but it's still a very handy card. Now, some other Bujins you can use. Me personally, I don't really like using them, but you know, they're open for you. Probably the one I can recommend the most, if you're really having trouble with big monsters, you have Bujin Relic or Warlord Relic, or whatever they're gonna be freaking called, Ikuta. If you control a Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up attack position monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-up defensive position, and if you do, its defense becomes 0. So this is a great card to have if you're having trouble with big monsters. And you can run them over easily with any of your Bujin monsters. And the cool part about Ukuda is, he works with any Bujin monster, not just Beast Warriors. So he is a handy card to use if you're in a tight situation. Ohibari here allows you to have piercing damage. Orochi allows you to attack directly. And there's another one that I never really used. Taruto, which prevents them from being destroyed by battles, but not really useful card. But there's other things you can do. But out of all of them, the ones I'm not using, I can recommend Ukuda the most, because it can help you in tight situations if you're having trouble with big monsters. Finally, for the monster line, we have one Honest. I feel this is self-explanatory. I'm not running Firefist Bear, even though I did run him in a previous version of Bujin before the new support came out. But I feel Bear is not really necessary anymore since you have Mikazuchi, so that's why I'm not running Bear. For the spells, you have Triple Tinky, Double, Rise of the Bujin, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Double MST. Now, I'm not running Duality because I feel like the deck is not needing Duality. But you can still run it. It's a perfectly good card, and it doesn't really hurt the deck at all. It's a little bit of a slow-paced deck. It doesn't special summon a shit ton of monsters like in one turn. Duality doesn't really hurt the deck at all. So I can recommend running Duality if you want. I just don't feel like it's necessary. And I'm only running 2 of the marks the Bujin because it's a card that it's a Cyber Dragon-esque effect. It's when your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can activate this card. Not useful because I usually find myself with usually at least one Bujin monster on my field, but it's there just in case I may need the extra push or I may need to get a free monster on the field. Another spell card that you could use, but I wouldn't recommend it, is Mirrored Resonating Bujin. This is pretty much a cold wave for the Bujins, or the Warlords, whatever they're going to be freaking called. It's a cold wave, but it's a very situational cold wave. At the start of your main phase 1, if you control a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster, and your opponent controls monsters on the field that outnumber your monsters on your field, until your opponent's next end phase, neither player can activate spell, trap cards, or spell trap effects. This thing is very powerful, but at the same time, it's very restrictive in what it can do, because, first off, you have to be at the start of main phase 1. You have to have a Bujin Beast Warrior monster, and your opponent has to have more monsters than you do. There's 3 things, requirements, for one card. And it's not like it's something easy to be done. It's like, it's just too much for me to warrant running it. It's to make me want to run it. Because I don't like the fact that I have to control a Bujin Beast Warrior monster, and my opponent's monsters have to outnumber my own. I just don't think that's really good. I don't think that's really like a super powerful dictative card. Of course, you know, watch now somebody go ahead and break the card, and we'll be bitching and complaining about it needing to be banned later on down the line. But, you know, right now I don't really see it as a very useful card. But you can run it if you want to. I just don't really like running this card because I don't find it very useful. For the traps, we have Solemn Duo here, double Bottomless, double Mirror Force, double Torrential, double Compulse, and then one Sword Manifesting War God. Because I can't pronounce the English name, the Bujin Armament Appariation. I just call it Sword Manifesting War God. I'm running one of this because it does help out recycle my graveyard with the Bujin relics, such as using Murukuma, Hetsuka, Hachi, as well as adding back my Habakiris, my Yadas, and stuff like that back to my hand. And before anybody asks, like, where's Horn of the Phantom Beast? I'll explain that real quick. I'm not running Horn of the Phantom Beast because I never really find myself in a situation to where I need Horn of the Phantom Beast. Horn of the Phantom Beast does work with pretty much all my monsters except for Honest, Habakiri, and Yada, but at the same time, I never really need it because the deck plays Honest, Habakiri, Yada. It's not really a needed card. It sure is some good draw power and give your monsters another big boost, but with the traps I'm running, and with the protection in terms of hand traps that I'm running in the main deck, it kind of makes Horn of the Phantom Beast, in my opinion, an obsolete card. It's not really needed card. Now, if you're running Bujins post Judgment of Light, you know, before Shadow Specters, highly recommend running Horn of the Phantom Beast. It is a very helpful card, but with Shadow Spectre support, I don't find it as a necessary card. Can you run it? Yeah, you can most definitely run it, and I'm sure it'll work good for you. But I never find myself needing the extra power of Horn of the Phantom Beast, because I have so much defense already for my monsters. It's just me personally. Can that change? Yes, that can change in the future. Personal playstyles always change, and I might find myself needing it in the future. But right now, not really. I could possibly side deck it, because I do want to play these guys in real life, and I might end up side decking it. So, onto the extra deck. This might be a lengthy video, but I want to go over Bujin as effectively as I can, because I'm still learning the deck as a whole, so. First off, we have Warlord Emperor Kakasuchi. It requires 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters. When this card is Exceed Summon, send the top 5 cards of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 100 attack for each Bujin card sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. The Beast Warrior type Bujin monster or monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or by a card effect. You can attach 1 material from this card instead of destroying one of those monsters. So he's pretty much the Burning Knuckler Liblo, or whatever his freaking name is now, for the Bujins, because he'll protect 1 monster. I'm only recommending 1 because I don't find myself going into him a whole lot unless I feel like I really need to. It's a good card, mind you, and I'm running because it's a fantastic card. It fills up my grave with Bujin relics. I love doing that, but I just don't really I just don't really find myself going into him a whole lot. It's the only time I'm running him at 1. I don't feel like it's necessary at more than just one. Just my personal opinion. Your opinion may differ, but it's just how I play the Bujin deck. Next, I play 2 Bujin Emperor Susanoo. I go into him a lot more than Kakasuchi because, well, this thing has a better requirement for me. 2 level 4 Bujin monsters. Hello, that's easy for me. This entire deck is pretty much Bujin. This card can attack every monster your opponent controls once. Once per turn, you can attach 1 material from this card, add 1 Bujin monster from your deck to your hand, or send 1 Bujin monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only control 1 face-up Susanoo at a time. Susanoo, in my opinion, has a better effect than Kakasuchi, because he can attack all your opponent's monsters. He has a freaking Wild Edge effect. If anybody knows Elemental Wild Edge, you're awesome. Because that thing is an old card, but damn, he has a kick-ass effect. Susanoo is a fantastic card because he allows you to deck thin by adding Bujins from your deck to your hand or sending them from the deck to the graveyard. There's a set of plays such as getting Habakiri or Yada in your hand, as well as sending cards like Motokumo, Hachi, Hatsuka, or even Akuta or anything like that to your graveyard. He sets up a lot of plays and gets the Beast Warrior. He gets an effect off of Habakiri as well as Yada and the other guy, even getting a boost from Tenki. Now, if you wanna know how good this thing is, ask Ryu. He didn't like me using this card against him because I was able to wipe out pretty much his entire field with Susanoo, and he couldn't really keep a line of defense because of this one card. It's a freaking good card. I love it a lot. I'm only playing it 2 because you only control 1, and I only find myself really going into 1 or 2 at best. Next up, we have a Constellar Omega. Omega here is because of all lights. I also forgot to mention about the Bujin here, the Rise of the Bujin. I forgot to make note of this. That the monsters you summon through this card can only be used for exceed summons of a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast type monster. So yeah, you are kind of limited what you can do in that one. So that's another reason I'm playing it at 2 and not 3. And Omega is a Beast Warrior, so he can get the boost off of Tenki, and it protects itself. So it's a fantastic good card. Next is some generic rank 4s. We have Jinmei Pearl, number 39, number 16 Shockmaster, Photon Prepared Operative, number 50, Starleash Paladimio, a Maestro, Lava Chain, Dying Boosted Emerald, Tiger Cowboy, and then a Diamond Dire Wolf. Because it's a freaking beast in this freaking deck. So anyway, that is the deck in a nutshell. There's a lot of things I still don't know about the Bujin. I'm still learning the Bujin myself, and I'm sure there's different ways to build a Bujin that I probably haven't thought of. I'm constantly working on different stuff for the Bujin because it's a really fun deck. Now, I highly recommend anybody to try this deck out on Pro in general, YG Pro, Dev Pro, Dawn of New Era. And I would say DN, but DN's kind of slow in the uptake when it comes to new cards, especially for OCG. I don't think they like the OCG too much. They're very discriminative, apparently, because they're so slow with the OCG, but they're pretty fast when it comes to TCG stuff. So anyway, give me your thoughts on this deck in the comment section below. And if any questions, I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my knowledge. And if any ideas for that to help make it better, please say those suggestions in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to try those things out. So come check out my channel. Like always, where I will actually go into a video about how to side deck against the Bujin, how to combat the Bujin, because there are ways to combat the Bujin for anybody who wants to know. So anyway, come check. I'll be uploading that probably this weekend. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time I upload to the council. Bye.